Thanks for watching Blitz. I'm Brian Carter. I have a trio of the Lady Wildcats here with me at Rabun County. So we've got senior Trea Blalock and star juniors Lucy Hood and Ellie Southards. Girls, thank you so much for being willing to talk about your team a little bit. I know it's not easy to step in front of the camera, but just great to be here and talk about the success you've had this year. So Lucy, I want to start with you. This team is 19-1 overall, just a dominant season. You're ranked number 2 in the state right now, undefeated in region play. Everything just seems to be going great. And this team, as of right now, when we're recording this, you're on an 11-game win streak. What is it like when you're in the midst of a win streak like that and a season like this?
I think this team, we enjoy playing together and get along well, so it is easy, like in practicing games and stuff. So I think like when we get out there and we start playing, it all kind of falls together, and we all enjoy playing with each other and enjoy basketball. So.
Yeah, and that shows, and I think chemistry probably plays a great role in that. But it just seems like you can't be beat right now. And the other night, you guys were you got off to a sluggish start at Tallulah Falls. I say sluggish, but I mean they were hanging close. And then all of a sudden, you go just in another zone. 17 three-pointers in that game. Ellie, what is it like when everyone just seems to be scoring at will like that?
Right, and I think every day we come into practice and we work hard and we do what we have to do to walk in and get our shots up. And I think that plays a big role in being able to shoot that well in a game. Also, passing the ball and using every single assist and shot selection to be able to shoot that well.
Yeah, that was, not that that's going to be the norm, but that was an insane display of offense right there. Trea, let's go back to the Elbert County game here on the home court. Big matchup, obviously, because you two squared off for the region title last year and then again in the state championship. You sort of split throughout the year last season and ultimately fell in the title game. But what kind of statement do you feel like this team made by coming out here and pretty much, wire to wire, having the lead on them and securing that win?
I think that we really showed them that even though we have a whole completely new team, that we're ready to fight and we're going to focus in and do our best.
Yeah, it seemed to be like a great statement win to the entire state to show, because they're bringing back their entire roster from last year. And of course, y'all three were a part of that run as well last year. So Lucy, let's talk about not so much the title game itself, but ultimately you fall just short, hanging in there throughout that entire game. But how much of that, when you come off the court, sort of propelled what's going on this year? I can imagine that it sort of fueled the fire for this team.
I think it's definitely motivational for sure. I think that we, like Trea said, we kind of have a whole new team coming in, and with Ellie being back and just some of these younger girls having to step up. But like I was saying, I think it's always good when we get along and everything. So we come in and we work and play, and it all just comes together. But I think this year definitely that kind of having the same goals still kind of motivates us.
Yeah, and hopefully you do all those little things you're talking about, you'll get back in the same spot and maybe win it all this year would be awesome. So Ellie, talk about last year was very difficult for you. You were supposed to be impact player from day one. Unfortunate that injuries happen, obviously. How tough was that for you emotionally to have to sit and watch your team last year have the season they did and know that you contributed in a different way, but not being able to be out on the court with them?
Right. Well, last year was really tough. I really had to learn in new different ways. Sitting on the bench was really tough for me because I'd played ever since I was really little. So getting hurt and being able to sit out and see things from different ways was really hard. But God really helped me through everything through that, and He really motivated me. And my team always was there for me no matter what. And they always just let me know that I was going to be out there one day, and through this season, this year, they've really helped and been a great hand for me to hold as I go out there, and because it's scary to go out there and just play, because you get scared of what could happen. You go through these different scenarios and you think of what happened when you tore your ACL the first time, and then see if that'll happen again. So that's pretty nerve-wracking. But as I go out here with all these girls that I love, they pick me up when I'm down. So
has it given you a different view, a refreshing view on the game itself and a love for the game that you sort of, because you play all these years and having to sit back, did it sort of give you a new appreciation for what it means to be out on the court?
Yes, it did. And as I lost basically basketball, I think I had all my worth in that, and I really had to find myself, and I didn't really know what to do with myself other than just cry because I was upset about the injury and I couldn't play because that's all I did. But ultimately I found my worth in, God and what He helped me do, and my family really helped me through that, and these girls have always been there, no matter what. So.
That's a great story and a great testimony to that too. So, Trea, talk about. I don't want to talk about the Banks County game. That was a tough one. They beat y'all. I think they ran away late and sort of added on the points. But just you had already beat them by I think 15 or 17 points before in the season. But there has to be something to that loss, because since then y'all have just rolled through 11 straight wins, as we talked about. Did you say anything as a team after that game? Did the seniors get together? Did Coach get with y'all? What was the message after that loss, and how has it sort of propelled what's going on now?
I mean, we didn't necessarily have anything to say. We just all kind of knew that we're going to have to, we can't just think that we're going to win every game. We just have to come back and play the best that we can so that we can win the next game and the next game after that.
Yeah.
Every game is a new game, and it's not going to be the same as it last was.
Yeah. So do you guys get caught up in the win streak at all, or you just, like you said, treat it as a brand new game and clean slate?
I think we treat it as every game is a new game.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so Lucy, last question for you. Every team tends to have goals that they set for themselves, and sort of centers around a motto or a slogan they adopt. What is it for Rabun County this year, and what's the meaning behind it, and how has this team embraced that?
This year, ours is beat yesterday, so it's come in and kind of like Trea just said, it's every day is a new day of working, and we keep track of certain shooting percentage and drills and stuff. So we come in and it's try to beat yourself every day. It's not really comparing to other people, but it's how can I get better today and how can I work? And I think that's in practices, but definitely in games, coming back from the Banks County loss, it's new game, we kind of have to work from here. But I think that motivates us, our team, and helps us every day kind of focus on the bigger picture. Yeah,
I like that too, that you're focusing on yourself and not everything else around you. So whether it's the success or other teams, comparing yourself to them. Ellie, what I also love about this team is not just that there's so much variety in scoring. Any night, one of y'all could lead in scoring, or other people on the roster too. But defensively, you just buckle down and play pretty stingy defense. How much of your success on offense relates to the kind of defense that y'all play?
I think a lot of our offense does come from our defense. We basically say if we've got to get an offense or a defensive stop to go down here and score. In practice, we really work on team stuff. Our JV really helps us with that. We make sure that they're locked into practice so we can get better for ourselves and better for the team. We work on a lot of that during practice, but during games we usually press. So when we press and we're high on defense, then that means we're going to be a high energy team on offense as well.
Yep, absolutely. It creates opportunities on both ends of the court. So, Trea, you get to close us out as the senior, so no pressure for you because you also get the toughest question. What is it going to take realistically for this team to get back to win another region title and also to get back to the state championship game? What would this team have to do to make that happen?
We just have to keep putting in the work and playing every game like it's a new game, and not get focused on all our wins, because every game is different, and every game is not going to have the same refs or the same thing that it was the last game. We just have to keep playing our game.
Yeah, it's like the old cliche, one game at a time, right? And then you do those little things, and like we were talking about, you'll get back there if you do all those things. So, girls, congrats on an incredible season so far. I know your mission is nowhere near complete. You got big goals this year, so I look forward to seeing how y'all accomplish those this season. Thank you so much.
Thank you.